And now you will do whatever I want. And you will tell me everything I want to know.
I would ask, what the hell was this? But this is a paid request for Andrew Chilton. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos or topics, reactions, reviews, re-reviews, randomness, out of the blueness, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this film, I never heard of this film. It's called Operation Kid Brother, also known as O.K. Connery. It's a 1967 film that Sean Connery was popular with James Bond. Goldfinger, Dr. No. And then a company in Italy said, you know what? Sean Connery has a brother. Brother named Neil Connery. We heard him on the radio. He kind of sounds like his brother. And if you squint without your glasses on, he kind of looks like his brother. So let's hire his brother to play the brother of a spy and do a James Bond ripoff called Operation Kid Brother, or O.K. Connery. And Neil Connery literally plays a character named Dr. Neil Connery. So he just go by his actual name in the movie. And then let's cast actors from James Bond films. Like, we cast the villain, the guy who played the villain in Thunderball, he plays the villain in this movie. The guy who played M, he's in this movie. The girl who played Moneypenny, she's in this movie. So, Operation Kid Brother, or O.K. Connery, or how the fuck you see this movie, Neil Connery is a star. But then the most ironic thing, part of the reason they hired him was because of his voice. Sounded like Sean Connery. He was sick, so he could not do the dub of his own voice. So they had someone else do the fucking dub of the voice. So it sounds nothing like Connery, Sean Connery, nothing at all. It's a very awkward dub. So you hire a guy, part of the reason is because his voice sounds like Sean Connery, but he's sick, he needed surgery or something else, so then he couldn't dub his own voice. And then, okay, well, we got his face and we'll use his name. And so Neil Connery plays Dr. Neil Connery, who is a doctor and a hypnotist, who uses, and I had to write this down, hypnotic process of total recall. Total Recall? I'll watch Total Recall. Well, not that Total Recall. Hypnotic process of total recall. He hypnotizes people. He'll hypnotize a woman to making her burns on her face fixed. He will hypnotize people and control their minds. He literally will control women and go, you will do as I say. And this is our good guy. I'll tell you one thing, James Bond was not a lot of things. But well, he was a lot of things, but he wasn't a hypnotist who could control people's minds, so I guess his kid brother beat him to that punch. And just, I'm sorry to Mr. Brother Connery. I love Sean Connery, rest in peace. I think they tried to get him into this film, and he's like, no, I'm not doing it. Even for my brother. So even Sean Connery knew, sorry, bro, you're on your own on this one. I ain't putting my name on this. And this is a guy that put his name as a shitty-looking Christmas tree-looking Green Knight. And that one fucking movie, I forgot what it was called. Sword of the Valiant, where he looked like a Christmas tree, but he was the Green Knight. Sean Connery's willing to do that, but he's not willing to be part of his brother's movie. Doesn't even he knew this suck ass. So he's a surgeon and a hypnotist. The plot of the film, it begins with this guy has a plane And the bad guy remote controls a car to hit the plane and it blows up. The guy who died has a girlfriend who's the same girlfriend that Sean Connery's brother, Neil Connery, hypnotized and fixed her burns. And that girl gets kidnapped. And that girl is kidnapped because apparently her brain used her as a human electronic brain, a safe to keep information. I had to write this shit down because even for a James Bond ripoff, I went, what the fuck? Really? So, like I said, the bad guy is the same actor who's the bad guy in Thunderball. And you have some weird shit. One girl has a pink flower hair, and he hypnotizes the girl. You must obey me. You must tell me all that you know. Wow, that takes any effort out of it, that you just hypnotize someone and go, give me all your info. Cool. Why does he just hypnotize everybody? He just hypnotized bad guys to fight another bad guy. Again, that takes away a lot of the fun of the spy shit. Although for a hypnotist and a surgeon, he knows how to use a gun and he knows how to shoot an arrow. There's a point where they're trying to rescue this girl, and they get to this castle, and they shoot arrow with these wires to blow up some electrical equipment. Not like the cool Rambo style, but lame as shit. They're wearing overalls as if they're Hillbilly Jim from WWF. I don't know why they're wearing Farmer Bob overalls. I just try to be incognito, but where do you think you live? Are you in Louisiana? No. You're not in Kentucky. Fuck the overalls. Why are you wearing overalls if you're on Green Acres? As if you don't tag team with Hillbilly Jim for, I don't know, the Redneck Twosome for WWF versus the Nasty Boys or the Brain Busters or fucking Heart Foundation. The Hurricane Hicks. That probably would be their name by Vince McMahon. The Hurricane Hicks. So they're in these goofy overalls, and they're fighting these bad guys near the castle. And then he's able to hypnotize the one dead person's girlfriend, get the info, but then she gets killed, and then Neil Connery gets saved by another guy. So then you cut to the bad guys want to steal this magnet. There's some fuck up shit in the world. This big magnet. So there's a part where this military police, a group of women in red Moulin Rouge dresses, are decoys. And they kill, or maybe they knock out the MPs. And then they take this thing off, and they have skunk heads. Like their head looks like a skunk. Why? I'm going to try to put that clip in at the beginning if I can. It's a women as decoys, and then they take their head, the fucking thing off, and it's a skunk head. I don't know why they have skunk heads. I don't know. And it leads to a rug factory that is only blind workers. And then Neil Connery has to go, you work with radioactive material. What? You work with radioactive material, you're going to die. And they're like, oh shit, fuck this. And there's a rug factory with, I don't know why, only blind workers. Because I guess blind people don't realize they're working with radioactive material, I guess. And the sad thing, even if you want to watch this in a bad way, like fun bad way, there's a lot of boring talky parts mixed into all this crazy shenanigans. There's a lot of boring talky parts. You don't care. You don't care. Even my stomach So, if you didn't hear that, my stomach went... Well, actually, it's hungry, but... I'm thinking of the talking parts, and my stomach went... My stomach moaned in protest. Okay, I will stop talking about it. Just boring talky parts. Until you get to when he finally finds the rug factory with the blind people as workers and says, "You gotta get the fuck out of here. Oh shit, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Fuck this." So then, Neil Connery, Dr. Neil Connery, and the group who are wearing Robin Hood outfits. I can get that they're doing bow and arrow because the guns are fucked up because of the magnet. But why are they all wearing Robin Hood outfits? Like the Errol Flynn, like... They wear like Robin Hood with the hat. Like, where the fuck is Friar Tuck? They're wearing these outfits. And it's not the castle, but they go like underground. Under the castle. It's like a bow and arrow fight. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe this whole having to do bow and arrows could work without the goofy Robin Hood outfits. It's like Robin Hood, but instead of green, if it was blue. Like, think of the Robin Hood outfit. Now think if it's blue. That's what they're wearing. Even, I think Neil Connery's wearing it. Why? Why? I don't know why. It gets to the point where him and the bad guy have like a arrow duel. Just look goofy. Hits Neil Connery in the arm, but he's able to kill the bad guy. Then, I forget why, there's an explosion. They get out of it. Neil Connery hypnotizes wannabe M to leave, so he can be with the lady, and a yacht full of ladies go off to some music, trying to be a James Bond movie. Neil Connery, he does not have the screen presence of his brother. Then the fact that you're trying to use his voice, he had this awkward dub that's obviously a dub. That didn't help either. The plot is goofy. Even for a James Bond ripoff, it's goofy. It's people with stunt heads and hypnotism and controlling people's minds and red Moulin Rouge dress wearing women as decoys to steal the atomic nucleus. I forgot that. That was what they were stealing. They were stealing the atomic nucleus that's needed for this fucking magnet. And also, it's an hour and 40-some minutes. You could cut 20 minutes of this out with these boring, talky bits that didn't add anything to the proceedings. Didn't add anything. It was just boring. Just made you want to watch a James Bond film. And there are other James Bond... Go watch Austin Powers. Go watch any number of other movies. I'm sure there are better James Bond ripoffs than this. In like Flint, Our Man Flint, like the James Coburn. Go watch those movies instead. I forget which one is first, Our Man Flint or In Like Flint. But it's like James Coburn in a James Bond. Yeah, James Coburn in a James Bond type of movie. Kind of a parody, but not. Like, those are much better than this. Operation Kid... But you learn something new every day. You learn that Sean Connery's brother, kid brother, starred in a James Bond ripoff as a surgeon/hypnotist trying to fight the bad guy who was in the bad guy in Thunderball, stop him from unleashing this magnet, and does it with bow and arrows. You learn something new every day. So there you go. So with that said, it's boring. And then, yeah, there's goofy moments you can laugh at, but then it's mixed with a lot of boring dialogue, lack of screen presence from your lead, low production values, not a compelling score, musical score, lousy songs at the beginning and end of the movie. Again, production design is a bit low in its action scenes. They're definitely not up to par with any... Even some of the James Bond ripoff. I wouldn't say they're even up to par with Austin Powers action scenes. Years later. I mean... I guess if you need to see any movie directed by any movie that's a James Bond related or curiosity, what? Sean Connery's brother did a movie? I guess out of curiosity if you want to see it, but you could probably find a trailer, and the trailer will give away the entire movie, so you could just watch the trailer, and you're not missing much. Is it as bad as the 60s Casino Royale? No, because this is a rant, but that original with Peter Sellers, that made me more angry. That was more of a headache to watch than this. This, at least there were a couple times when, what? He's a hypnotist? What? That skunk kid? What? At least there were a few moments that made me laugh, even though I doubt that's its purpose. But it is a bad movie. It's a bad film. Again, I think maybe if you... I'd be curious to hear what his real voice sounded like. So at least it wouldn't be this awkward dub that doesn't fit. Because no one else is dubbed. Well, maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe it's an Italian film. Maybe they are dubbed. But he's the one I noticed the most, and he's our lead. And if you cut a lot of the extraneous dialogue sequences and work on the action scenes a bit more, maybe it could be at least a fun, like, bad movie, but I don't know. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.